touch the door, I'm home at last, and I'm soaking through and through. And then you handed me a towel, and all I see is you. And even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue, because you're near me. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And just to be with you.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nation.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona, powered by Total Tools. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has
that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will
slate of speakers for the local government debates later this week. Israeli strikes killed dozens in Rafah as raid rescues 2 hostages. And in business this morning, J. Ray Nephew has installed a U.S. $14 million
Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Rich, your energy world.
And business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Nearly half of Jamaicans don't know who their mayor is. That's according to of plus or minus 2.25%. Ricardo Brooks reports.
The mayor of Portmore is the exception. Since 2000, mayor is traditionally regarded as the first citizen of every parish. It's a pretty important who headed their parish. Ignorance abounds in urban centers. In Kingston and St. Andrew, 54% of voters did not know who was running the municipality. JLP's Leroy Williams of the Montego Bay North Division in Northwest St. James. In St. Anne, the mayor is the JLP's Paul Thompson. He's councillor, with 53% of respondents unaware that Winston's level of ignorance about who the mayors in the different parish capitals 24 years old. Nearly 60% of that voting bloc was unaware of who their mayor is, who say they will vote on February 26, and then tune in at 5 when local elections. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, to be familiar with what their local authorities do, with only 25% of that cohort indicating of the roles of the municipality. 31% were unsure. The lowest levels of awareness were recorded in St. Thomas and Westmoreland, where only 26% of voters say they are aware of what their council does. 47% of voters in Westmoreland say they are unsure, and 40% of voters in St. Thomas had similar feelings. The Kingston and St. Andrew municipality is apprised the council on election night, with both parties attempting to control it come February 27. The Westmoreland and St. Thomas municipal corporations will also be closely watched on election night.
The Nationwide Blue Dot Polls, powered by Total Tools. Total Tools, they almost always have it.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness has confirmed his administration is working on delivering the next version of their 2016 reduction in income tax. He's dubbed the coming reduction 1.5 2.0. The Prime Minister made the announcement while speaking in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Saturday. Mahira Stewart has that report.
In 2016, amid strong opposition from the then PNP government, Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party proposed an increase to the income tax threshold to $1.5 million in order to reduce the income tax burden on Jamaicans. The then Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, said the plan could not work.
When we tell him that to do it, it will cost $30 billion and it cannot be done unless him raise other taxes. Them say no, that's not how them going to do it. Them are going to put on, them only do it for who have 1.5 or less. And then for anybody more, them operate along with the same system. But that cannot work either.
Dr. Phillips labeled the plan a trick.
It is a sample plan where them not think out properly. All they want to do is to get power in their hands and then mash up the country like they did before.
Holness and the JLP would go on to win the general elections and implement the plan. Mark Golding and the PNP have since promised to increase the income tax threshold to $3 million. But the Prime Minister has labeled the opposition hypocrites and tricksters for seeking to claim what he says is a JLP policy.
When I came out and said we're going to do 1.5, every PNP to the man come out and cuss me and say it can't happen. Then cuss me and say it will wreck the economy. We came in and we showed them how to do 1.5. Now all of a sudden they are converted to 1.5. You cannot listen to people who have never done it before. They are hypocrites. They are hypocrites and tricksters. They criticize it and they oppose it. And now all of a sudden they will come and pretend like they can do it. I know that all Jamaica knows that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will deliver 1.5, 2.0.
The Prime Minister says under the JLP, not only has the income tax threshold been increased, but GCT has been reduced.
It is the Jamaica Labour Party that understands how to increase your wages substantially and how to relieve you of taxes, not the PNP. Anytime you hear the PNP talk about tax, run away from them or run them away from you. When the PNP took over, every year of PNP from 2012 to 2015, they put on a new tax on the people. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced the tax on income by increasing the tax threshold. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced GCT from 16.5 to 15%. And that benefits all Jamaicans.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says his administration has done more to improve the road infrastructure without further burdening the Jamaican people with additional taxes.
It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has run the economy so well that we have not put any new taxes on the people of Jamaica for the 8 years that we have been running the economy. But yes, we have fixed more roads than the PNP has ever fixed.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Saturday. Now, the opposition People's National Party, PNP, will on Monday finalize their slate of speakers for the local government debates later this week. This is despite advertisements in the media showing Natalie Nita Garvey, Cian Barneswell, and Winnett Strawn as the PNP speakers for the first debate on Thursday. The topic of that debate is local government policy and how it affects you. Andrew Swaby, Alan Bernard, and Cadian Harty were listed as the PNP debaters for the second debate on Saturday. Local government at work is the announced topic for that debate. However, Nationwide News has been reliably informed that despite the publications, the final decision regarding the slate of debaters will be made today. Meanwhile, Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission, Brian Smith, told Nationwide News that parties are free to change their slate of speakers.
The Jamaica Debates Commission, as usual, has released advertising indicating who will be participating in the debate. Of course, this information is provided by the party. Now, the truth is that the parties do have a right to change their teams if they so desire.
Brian Schmidt, Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission. The governing Jamaica Labour Party says it will be represented by Charles Sinclair, Venetia Phillips, and Richard Curry on Thursday, while Richard Vernon, Delroy Williams, and Whitney Smith Curry will represent the party on Saturday. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson says the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, passed by United States Congress in 2022, has played a major role in cracking down on illegal shipping of guns to the Caribbean. The commissioner was speaking last week at the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Old Hope Road headquarters in Kingston.
The Bipartisan Safer Communities Act created a regime that started to shine a light and also make illegal this idea of gathering up guns in what is relatively a permissive environment and then sending them over, and that these guns end up in the hands of gangs who are carrying out murders in the Caribbean. It's not just Jamaica, but we see it increasing over the Caribbean. The passage of this act was very significant to us. Our Prime Minister was in Washington recently, and flowing from that, we actually had him come down to speak to a room of leaders here who are leaders in security and wider government here, which was very useful.
Major General Anderson says that transnational collaboration remains the key to crack down on illegal guns.
The nature of the problems that we're facing have a transnational component. So we have a large diaspora up in the States, but some of them, a few, actually are also connected to the violence that takes place here, whether to send guns down or to issue orders or whatever. And this is not unique to Jamaica. Part of the value of these relationships is that if we try to deal with these problems alone, then we can't deal with the entire problem end to end. And so we collaborate to deal with this problem from end to end.
Major General Anthony Anderson, Commissioner of Police. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Jumpstart your fitness goals with Express Fitness. Sign up today and restart your fitness journey at an Express Fitness location near you. Enjoy safe, comfortable, and well-equipped gyms from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Call 554-5180 for a full listing of our open locations. Express Fitness. Express Fitness. Your goal, our mission.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, emergency workers on the Tobago are struggling to clean up an oil spill from an abandoned vessel. A massive cleanup effort has been launched, but officials say they may be forced to declare a national emergency as 15 kilometers or 9 miles of Tobago's coastline have been affected. A reef has been damaged by the ongoing spill. Officials are concerned that the oil could contaminate the island's fish and food supply. The spill is hitting Tobago at the beginning of the island's carnival season, a major tourist attraction. Officials received reports about the capsized vessel on Wednesday, but did not receive any distress calls from a crew. Divers went out to the boat and did not see any signs of life. Authorities say the boat was apparently abandoned and left to sink. They believe the vessel was transporting lumber and sand. They also have not been able to locate registration information for the vessel, identified as the Gulf Stream. Chief Secretary of Tobago, Farley Augustine, says the government may designate the accident a Level 3 disaster, the highest. The spill is currently Level 2, meaning the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management believes that the country can deal with the spill. International news now. Israel says that 2 male Israeli hostages have been rescued in Rafah as Israeli airstrikes hit the southern Gazan city. The Israeli military says the 2 elderly men are in good medical condition. Israel says there was aerial coverage and a wave of strikes to accompany the hostage raid. A spokesman for the Hamas-run health ministry says at least 67 Palestinians were killed in the strikes. It follows warnings from the international community over Israel's planned offensive in the city where 1.5 million people are sheltering. The Palestinian Authority's foreign ministry has condemned what it called an Israeli massacre in Rafah. The authority, which controls the occupied West Bank, says that the strikes killed 100 people and injured many more. However, there are conflicting reports on the death toll. A spokesman for the Hamas-controlled health ministry in Gaza said at least 67 Palestinians were killed, with early reports saying it was about 100. In a statement on X, the ministry claimed that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu committed mass massacres with a mentality of revenge, not victory, and not in accordance with international law. Netanyahu has vowed to press on with a military offensive in Gaza. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Love me, pamper me, spa with me at Adam and Eve Day Spa. Book your couple's getaway today. Give the gift of a spa certificate or products packaged with love. Enjoy Oasis of Love, Unite the Flame, or Love Me, Spoil Me packages. We're open on Valentine's Day for reservations only. So reserve now at adamandevespaja.com or call 876-754-6017. Indulge in love with Team Adam and Eve Spa. The couple that spa together stays together.
Deposit we have insurance. It's an account that come with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead, no need to put your hands on your head. Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, one room you can start it, or throw a house party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposits we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and billing society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smart. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. We take banking serious.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
In your morning sports report, the Kansas City Chiefs fought back to beat the San Francisco 49ers 25-22 in overtime and win their third Super Bowl in 5 years. The 49ers came into the first Super Bowl held in Las Vegas as the slight favorites and were twice on the brink of victory. A last-gasp field goal by the Chiefs made it 19-19 to send the game into overtime. And although the 49ers edged back in front, Patrick Mahomes' touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman meant the defending champions cemented their status as the first NFL dynasty since the New England Patriots. The Chiefs have reached 4 of the past 5 Super Bowls and became the first team to win back-to-back titles since the Patriots in the 2003 and 2004 seasons. At just 28 years old, Mahomes has become the 6th quarterback in NFL history to win 3 or more Super Bowls, while Andy Reid has become the 5th coach to win 3 or more. Mahomes labeled Reid the greatest coach this game has ever seen afterwards. The men's marathon world record holder Kenya's Kelvin Kiptum has died in a road accident in his home country. The 24-year-old was killed alongside his coach in a car on a road in western Kenya on Sunday. Kiptum made a breakthrough in 2023 as a rival to compatriot Eliud Kipchoge, one of the greatest marathon runners. And it was in Chicago last October that Kiptum bettered Kipchoge's achievement, clocking the 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers in 2 hours and 35 seconds. The two athletes had been named in Kenya's provisional marathon team for the Paris Olympics later this year. Also paying tribute, Kenya's President William Ruto described Kiptum as an extraordinary sportsman who had left a mark on the world. The road accident happened at about 10 a.m. on Sunday. Giving further details of the crash, police said Kiptum was the driver and he lost control of the vehicle and veered off-road, entering into a ditch on his left side. Organizer of the King of the Ring throwing competition, Michael Vassell, was disappointed that they didn't have a greater audience to witness Travis Michael's Olympic qualifying mark. 5-time national men's discus champion Michael qualified with a throw of 67.57 meters at Excelsior High on the weekend. Vassell says they'll have to do better in marketing the team.
Throwing event is not as attractive to people who don't know anything about throwing. Anybody who comes here is instantly hooked. When you have an event where lead changes happen every round, that doesn't happen in 100 meters. When you can sit for a half an hour and watch a competition and be totally enthralled, this is what other people need to see. So again, it's for me to try and market the event better. It might mean get somebody on board, do some live streaming, and that's kind of where we need to get to, live streaming where people can view it, see it happening, because a lot of people have not been exposed to throwing events like this.
He says Very Technical's Christopher Orridge winning the Class 2 boys' shot put was one of the standout moments of the meet.
A young man from Vera won the Class 2 shot put over 15 meters, maybe put him currently like third in the standings going into champs, and that's something that nobody never really expected. So that is the beauty of having a meet like this where youngsters come, there are no distractions, they get a chance to showcase their talent, they get a chance to be themselves and meet their heroes.
Michael Vassell. Finally in sports, Jamaica's athletes secured 4 podium finishes at the Millrose Games in New York on Sunday. In the women's 60 meters, Sasha Lee Forbes finished second in 7.14 seconds, with the countrywoman Brianna Williams fourth in 7.25 seconds. The event was won by Julian Alfred of St. Lucia in a world-leading 6.99 seconds. In the men's race, Akeem Blake was third in 6.55 seconds. Raheem Ford took fourth in 6.60 seconds, and Shakir Williams sixth in 6.61 seconds. The American Christian Coleman took the top spot in 6.51 seconds. World 100 meters hurdles champion Danielle Williams had to settle for second in the women's 60 meters hurdles after posting 7.79 seconds. Her compatriots Akira Nugent was fourth in 7.80 seconds and Megan Tapper seventh in 7.98 seconds. Devin Charlton of the Bahamas won in a world record 7.67 seconds. Leah Anderson was third in the women's 300 meters in 37.40 seconds. That's 40 seconds, with Candice McLeod fourth in 38.01 seconds. And that's it for your morning sports.
Experience a luxurious adults-only getaway at Hideaway at Royalton Blue Waters. Reconnect with your loved ones and discover a world of all-inclusive indulgence surrounded by palm trees, a private islet, and endless sunsets. Save up to 40% off your next all-in luxury group vacation experience when you book 10 rooms or more from now until February 28, 2024. Simply dial 876-632-7401 and speak to your group sales agent today.
In business this morning, J. Wren Nephew has installed a U.S. $14 million distillation column as part of its thrust to cleaner energy on the global rum production market. The launch event was held at its new Yarmouth distillery in Clarendon recently. Speaking at the event, Director of Supply Chain at J. Wren Nephew, Georgina Ruda, shared that the company's recently instated distillation column is set to achieve several sustainability benefits as they play their part in reducing waste generation.
The new distillation column has a fully automated control system that also provides a safer working environment for our camperistas, where they can have full control of the operations being managed through the central control room that is part of the tower. Its design allows for one single operator to be able to control the three-step column at once using the interface. All in all, we are very proud to share with you today this key achievement that supports our rum business growth and that definitely builds on the Jamaica brand.
Georgina Ruda, Director of Supply Chain at J. Wren Nephew. She also noted that the new distillation column is expected to achieve 20% less energy consumption and generate 27% less waste, reducing the carbon footprint in the company's operation. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang, who was at the launch event, hailed the Campari Group and J. Wren Nephew's historic and economic growth as the brands continue to establish significant strides on the global rum market. Now, Barclays has announced it will no longer provide direct funding for new oil and gas projects. The banking giant also says it will restrict lending to energy businesses that plan to expand their fossil fuel production. Barclays is a major lender to the fossil fuel industry, but has been coming under mounting pressure to curb its support for the sector. Campaign groups welcomed the move but insisted it did not go far enough. According to a report from environmental group Rainforest Action Network, Barclays was the biggest funder of the fossil fuel sector in Europe between 2016 and 2021. It provided just under $16.5 billion in 2022, although that was significantly lower than in previous years. In 2019 and 2020, the figure was more than $30 billion US. However, the bank has been under pressure from environmental campaigners, shareholder activists, and even celebrities to curb its support. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has gained 7 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $157.50 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican has lost 34 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $117.41 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican dollar has also lost $3.32 and will open trading today, selling for an average $199.93 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:31.
Know your numbers and take control of your life. Don't wait till it's too late. Check your doctor today. Yeah. Get the BMI, check your blood pressure, check your blood
message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Get ready to kickstart your investment journey with Express Catering Limited, with bonds starting as low as $100. Express Catering Limited, in partnership with its lead broker Mayberry Investments Limited, has launched their groundbreaking $10 million bond raise initiative, the first of its kind in Jamaica. Contact your investment advisor or visit successwithexpressja.com for more information and to get started today. Enjoy Success with Express.
Hey, did you know that the Jamaica Stock Exchange has a loyalty program?
No, what are?
Well, as a JSE Loyalty Club member, you are now able to earn rewards when you shop at any of the participating merchants island-wide.
But I don't own any stocks and I'm not a member.
No problem, man. Join the program by downloading the JSE Loyalty app, activate your account, and start racking up points with every purchase. Redeem points for goods and services at any participating merchant or choose to convert them into stocks.
So what if I already have stocks?
That's even better. It means that you are pre-enrolled on the program. You only need to download the app and activate. Start your portfolio, grow your portfolio, join our loyalty program, and earn, save, or invest. The Jamaica Stock Exchange, where loyalty builds financial performance.
Vexation of spirit is a waste of time. Negative thinking, don't you waste your thoughts. Verbal conflict is a waste of word. Physical conflict is a waste of flesh. People will always be who they want, and that's what really makes the world go round. Unconditional love is scarce. Shine, oh, I shall not forsake thee. No one forevermore, forevermore, forevermore. Yeah. You see, you gave precious life to me, so I live my life for you.
Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning, the big show on this station. It's the 12th day of February 2024. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
And I'm Tona Thomas.
Good morning, Titi.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Do me a favor, Mr. King. There's a song. Do me a favor. Play it for me. Find Me Here by Sherwin Gardner. It give me a good lick of vibes. I'm going to share the vibes with the listener, share the vibes with Tana. Give me a good lick of vibes. By the way, Cara Powell is a big chef. I soon tell you about her chefing. You want to play tomorrow? It puts me in a good mood. And we hope we find our listeners in a really good mood, yeah? And that blessings find you and, wash over your life.
Yeah.
So, me tell you about Cara and our chefings. Cara cook some Sunday dinner for me. Roast beef. Yeah? And rice and peas.
Wow.
With the coconut milk just peak in it. And the roast beef just succulent. Hey. I know edit alone, she can edit story and produce. Sure.
She's a chefist.
Big up Cara Paul one time. Tara? Nice.
Nice. Big up yourself, KP.
Big up Cara. Big up Cara one time. Anyway. Good morning to our friends on YouTube. Good morning to you if you're out there in Radio Land. And hello to you if you're joining us on the app. We're very happy to have you. We have been releasing for you since last Thursday the findings of the nationwide Blue Dot poll. And it's been a slow burn, building, starting at 12 midday today. That's when, the fireworks start. We'll start to tell you what's happening across the country in terms of, in the parishes, what the voters in the respective parishes are saying about their intention of voting come February 26th. And then at 5, nationwide at 5, we'll give you the party standings in the local elections. Then tomorrow, I believe they have the big reveal as to the national party standings if a general election were held today. So you don't want to miss that, because interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah?
So wait to hear what the numbers are.
Indeed. Now, this morning we aired the, how do I put this now? The level of awareness of voters about their mayors. And it's interesting because only 51% of Jamaicans are aware of, who their mayors are. 49% saying they don't have a clue.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and I think we should just go through, Tana, in detail the parishes in terms of, what parishes people are saying that they know versus don't know. So in Kingston and St. Andrew, 54% said they don't know who the mayor is, which that was surprising to me.
Especially because the KSAMC is normally featured a lot in the news. There are many reasons to call up on Delroy Williams.
And he speaks frequently. He's frequently in the media.
Yeah. So that was surprising to me that so many people do not know that Delroy Williams is the mayor of Kingston.
In St. Catherine, 55% say they know who the mayor is. They know who Norman Scott is. Yeah. In Clarendon, 53% say they don't have a clue.
Winston Mirage also features.
He speaks a lot. He's
a lot in the news
too.
So that was surprising as well. And then in Saint Elizabeth, that's my parish. Not bad.
61%. They know who the mayor is.
Derek Sandster. So 61% there. And then in Westmoreland, and this seems to be the highest, second highest awareness level. Yes. 65% know who the mayor is.
In St. Elizabeth, 57% in Manchester know who the mayor is. In Hanover, 51% say they don't know. Yeah, they don't know who the mayor is.
Over in St. James, 59% do not know who the mayor is. In Trelawney as well.
St. James doesn't surprise me because I think the deputy mayor has eclipsed the mayor.
Yeah, Richard Vernon indeed has eclipsed.
And I'm not sure why that is, but certainly he's more prominent.
I believe it is because in a lot of the issues, it's the deputy mayor that speaks on those matters. Yeah. So much so that you have some people believing that the deputy mayor is the mayor.
Yeah. You were going to talk about Trelawney.
And then there's Trelawney. 51% say they know who the mayor is. And St. Anne, which seems to have the lowest figure
in terms of awareness. Yes.
St. Anne, 36% know who the mayor is. 64% do not.
In St. Mary, 67% say they know who the mayor is. And 33% say they don't know.
And that is the highest.
Yes.
A lot of people know Richard Curry is the mayor.
In Portland, 63% say they don't know who the mayor is. 38% say they are aware. And in St. Thomas, 63% say they do know who the mayor is. 38% say they don't know.
And that's Hubert Williams, the PNP's Hubert Williams. So another fairly good awareness over there in St. Thomas. So St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. Mary, and St. Thomas features the highest among all the parishes where the residents have a good awareness of who their mayor is.
And I found it also interesting that well, perhaps not so. 18 to 24 years old, that voting bloc, 59% of them, they don't know who the
Not
mayor
surprised.
is. Probably that's not surprising at all. Especially when you think about the level of engagement.
Exactly.
But I did find it interesting that in the 65 years or older demographic, 52% said they didn't know who the mayor was. And that's usually a block that we think
is
they're involved and
they're watching the
engaged. And
news.
yeah, right. So I found that
reading
interesting.
the papers. Yeah.
Then that was the second highest number of voters who say they didn't know who the mayor is. And
Or maybe it is that bracket has just put aside.
they've tuned out.
They've tuned out. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And the highest in terms of demographics is among the persons who are in the 55 to 64 bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, 55 to 64 bracket has the highest awareness, 61%.
I found it interesting that 68% of Jamaicans rate the performance of their local authority as being poor. 68%. 17% say it's extremely poor. Yeah, and in Kingston and St. Andrew, listen to this. 72% of the residents in the capital say the performance of the municipality has been poor. 72%. Average, 16%. Good, 12%. In St. Catherine, 71% think the municipality under the leadership of Norman Scott has been poor. 16% say average, 13% say good. In Clarendon, 54% say it's been poor. 22% say average, 24% say good.
And then in Manchester, 62% believe it's poor, 16% average, 22% good. In St. Elizabeth, 66% believe that the performance rating is poor, 16% average, 19% good. And over there in Westmoreland, 77%, rate it as being poor, 14% average, and 9% good.
And it's going to be interesting to watch Westmoreland because both parties have been crisscrossing the parish and they both want that municipal prize. Well, 77% of voters in that parish said that the performance of that municipality, Bertel Moore, I believe, is the mayor,
yes,
poor.
And then there is Hanover, 71%. Also believe the performance is poor, 15% average, and 14% good. In St. James, and this parish features with the highest number of respondents who believe the performance of the municipality is poor, 82%. 82% believe it's poor, 11% average, and 7% good.
St. James is another prize. Both parties are competing heavily for that prize. They say where the West goes, the country follows. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be watching St. James carefully. Well, 82%, that's the highest, as Tonna said, with voters there indicating that the performance of their municipality has been poor. Trelawney, 72% say poor, 14% says it's been average, and another 14% say it's been good.
And there is, did you say Trelawney just
yes.
now? So there's St. Anne, 65% believe it's poor, 20% average, 15% good. Over in St. Mary, 54% believe it's poor, 17% average, and 29% good.
In St. Mary, 54% say it's been poor, 17% say it's been average, but still St. Mary has the highest portion of voters who say the municipality has been performing, well, 29%. That's the highest of any of the parishes. Mm-hmm. Even though 54% still say, a majority still say it's been poor.
Right.
In Portland, 69% say it's been poor over there. 19% say average. 12% say good.
And then finally, St. Thomas, 65% say poor, 20% average, and 15% good. Yeah.
So all in all, not a very positive view. The total number of Jamaicans, 68%, who say their municipality has been performing poorly, average 17%, 15% good overall. So not very good. But we're going to watch as to what that means for the breakdown. You know, if are you seeing, for example, come 12 o'clock, where in parishes where there's a high level of discontent with the performance of the municipality, that there's a higher percentage of people who are saying that they will vote. I think that could tell us something. Or is it low? Yeah. And in terms of how much Jamaicans are planning to go out, to vote. What will that percentage look like? Because we're going to be watching that closely. The traditional wisdom says that if the voter turnout is low, then it should support the incumbent. If it's high, then something might be happening. Maybe if it's high, the PNP might be right. That time come. So we'll see. So all of these numbers are going to be important in terms of how we assess the situation, and then come election night, whether it pans out. So join us at 12. when we'll tell you voting intention by parish, the percentages, and then at 5 we'll know who is leading heading into the local elections, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll tell you who is ahead nationally if a general election were to be held. Interesting times ahead.
Interesting times ahead.
Won't be long now.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:48.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Get connected to a deal you love this Valentine's with Flow. Sign up for Flow Yard Road for the extra special price of only $3,999 plus GCT and get a free Samsung phone. Make a love connection and show how much you care. Visit discoverflow.co or Flow Store today. Conditions apply.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
You know, it's amazing that when the YouTubers don't hear what they want to hear from the numbers, it's poor. But when it tells them what they want to hear, Blue Dot is the best thing ever.
Poll.
Yeah, man. Great poll. It's always funny to watch the reactions. It's time for Street Smarts with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, Ricardo. Morning, Tony, and listeners.
Hey to you, Ludlow.
Morning, public. Boy, Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Out by Albion, going out to Yala.
Yes.
Excellent road.
You drive by the carpet?
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
Yes, man. Me tell you, say a carpet.
And I noticed the lights at Albion.
Yes, man.
11 miles and there was somewhere else.
Yes, I think it's 7 miles, yes.
7 miles,
yes.
So, good going so far, good progress. But the situation, though, is like most tourists, when the motorists get to Harborview, there's a little buildup of traffic there. So, I don't know what is going to happen in the future. But then, there you go. It's a good movement from Manly Meadows going towards the Port Royal Street. And if you're anywhere in the downtown area, things are moving along. If you're on the Arbor Street side, coming from they used to call it Foreshore Road. Did you know that? It is down Marcus Garvey Drive. But that is also enjoying good movement because of the Portmore onto the Marcus Garvey off ramp. It's busy, but it's good vehicular movement. So those of you who are coming from 6 miles to 3 miles, you remember it's going to be challenging as the morning progresses, and likewise on Washington Boulevard. These areas are building, so it means that the intersections are getting much busier at the moment.
Thanks, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts. Up next, Tonna has the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
Your word of the day. Since last week, we've been having some words quite long with simple definitions. But so your word of the day this morning, P-E-R-A-M-B-U-L-A-T-O-R, spelled P-E-R-A-M. Exactly. P-E-R-A-M-B-U-L-A-T-O-R.
Perambulator. Perambulator. Perambulator.
Listeners, your word of the...
It's a pram. One stroller.
Oh, you know I have my baby in the perambulator.
No, it's a pram, a stroller. That's what it is.
A perambulator. It's a noun and it simply means a baby carriage or a pram.
Stroller.
A stroller, yeah? Perambulator. So if you want to sound fancy, you perhaps can use that synonym instead of pram or baby carriage. To use it quickly in a sentence provided by dictionary.com this morning, the parents carefully strapped their newborn in the new perambulator before heading out. They admire the stylish design of the new perambulator. Your word of the day, P-E-R-A-M-B-U-L-A-T-O-R. Up next, your features at the top of the hour, the news.
Living Well is brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Today on Living Well, congestive heart failure. Most of our people do not understand what many health anomalies are, what causes them, and how it happens. Having this knowledge can be key to making the right decisions when it comes to maintaining good health. We will be spending the next few weeks breaking down and explaining health conditions. Today we're going to look at congestive heart failure. Congestive heart failure is a chronic or acute syndrome that affects the ability of the heart muscles to pump properly. Also known simply as heart failure, this condition manifests when there's fluid buildup around the heart, causing the heart muscles to pump inefficiently. To better understand how congestive heart failure develops, you have to know your heart's anatomy. The heart has 4 chambers, with the upper half having 2 atria and the lower half having 2 ventricles. The ventricles pump blood to your body's organ and tissues, while the atria get blood from your body as it recirculates. Blood circulation begins at the right atrium, moves toward the right ventricle and the left atrium, and finally goes to the left ventricle. After this, blood is circulated back to your body. If these ventricles fail to pump back blood in sufficient amounts to the body, blood and other fluids can build up inside your lungs, abdomen, and lower body. Congestive heart failure can affect people of all ages. While it's more common among middle-aged adults and the elderly, children and young adults may be diagnosed with this syndrome too. The incidence of congestive heart failure is equally frequent between men and women, although from a racial standpoint, blacks are 1.5 times more likely to develop this disease compared to Caucasians. We will talk about the reason for this at another time. About half of those who develop congestive heart failure may die within 5 years of diagnosis. Sudden death is common among people with congestive heart failure, occurring at a rate 6 to 9 times higher than that of the general population. The most common type of congestive heart failure is left-sided congestive heart failure. This develops when the left ventricle fails to properly pump blood out to the body and eventually needs to exert more effort to function properly. There are 2 types of left-sided congestive heart failure. Systolic heart failure. This develops when the left ventricle fails to contract normally, reducing the level of force available that will push blood into circulation. This lack of force means that the heart cannot pump properly. The left ventricle eventually weakens and prompts some blood to flow back into your organs, triggering fluid buildup or swelling in your lungs or other body parts. Diastolic heart failure, also called diastolic dysfunction. This happens when the muscle in the left ventricle stiffens. Since the muscle can no longer relax, the left ventricle is unable to fill the heart's lower chamber, decreasing the amount of blood pumped into your bloodstream. Some patients may also be susceptible to right-sided congestive heart failure. This disease affects the right ventricle, causing it to experience difficulty pumping blood into the lungs. Because of this, blood backs up in the veins, eventually causing swelling in your legs, ankles, and belly. In some cases, patients may have left-sided and right-sided congestive heart failure simultaneously. As highlighted today, this condition can begin in the left side and travel to the right side if left untreated. That's Living Well for today. Tune in next time for more on congestive heart failure.
Living Well was brought to you by the New Walters Pharmacy, Black River, St. Elizabeth. Everything exceptional.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Sometimes we forget how important it is to have water. So today, I'll remind you about the many benefits of drinking water. I'm Tana, and Lifestyle Pages starts now. Consuming lots of water is a booster for your energy levels. Water also flushes out toxins because you remove waste through sweat and urination. And the good old trick to improve your skin is to have lots of water. It improves skin complexion, moisturizes your skin, gets rid of wrinkles, and it's the best anti-aging treatment around. Drinking plenty of water helps fight against the flu. It's also a natural headache remedy. Water helps relieve and prevent headaches. Ladies, consuming lots of water also relieves menstrual cramps. Finally, you will love this one. It saves you money. Even if you choose bottled water, it's still cheaper than a sugar-filled drink. Water is free. I'm Tana, and those were your Lifestyle Pages.
News on the go. The latest stories from Jamaica and around the world are literally a finger tap away. Keep up to date with Teen Revolution 24 hours a day online via nationwideradiojm.com. Listen live, read the latest stories, hear every soundbite. Be a part of the vibrant online debate via Facebook and Twitter. Now you can get all your favorite premium nationwide content at your convenience. Visit the Android Play Store and download it for free today. NationwideRadioJM.com. All day, every day. Team Revolution.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Help someone today. One act of kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is...
It's news time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good morning to you. I'm Ricardo Brooks. Coming up in the news at 7 for this morning, Monday, February 12, 2024. Nearly half of Jamaicans don't know who their mayor is. That's according to the latest findings of the nationwide Blue Dot polls powered by Total Tools. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has confirmed his administration is working on a further reduction in income tax.
All Jamaica knows that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will deliver 1.5, 2.0.
The PMP will today finalize their slate of speakers for the local government debates later this week. In international news, Israeli strikes kills dozens in Rafah as raid rescues 2 hostages. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details.
The nationwide Blue Dot polls, powered by Total Tools. Total Tools, they almost always have it.
Nearly half of Jamaicans don't know who their mayor is. That's according to the latest findings of the nationwide Blue Dot polls powered by Total Tools. The poll was conducted between January 19 and February 6. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 2.25%. The mayor of a parish capital is elected by the majority of the councillors in each municipality. The party with the most seats in the council chooses the mayor. Where there's a tie, the party that wins the popular vote has the right to elect the mayor. Portmore is the exception. Since 2003, the residents of the Sunshine City have had the right to directly elect their mayor. The mayor is traditionally regarded as the first citizen of every city. It's a pretty important post. But when the Blue Dot pollsters asked 1,878 registered voters who their mayor was, 49% had no clue. 51% said they knew who headed their parish. Ignorance abounds in urban centers where significantly higher numbers of respondents had no clue who their mayors are. In Kingston and St. Andrew, 54% of voters did not know who was running the municipality. It's the JLP's Delroy Williams of the Seavright Gardens Division in the Prime Minister's West Central St. Andrew constituency. In St. James, nearly 60% were unaware of the mayor. It's the JLP's Leroy Williams of the Montego Bay North Division in Northwest St. James. In St. Anne, 64% of respondents did not know who the mayor is. It's Sydney Stewart of the Bamboo Division in Northwest St. Anne. Portland was another point of interest, with 63% of voters telling pollsters they did not know the mayor is the JLP's Paul Thompson. He's councillor of the Manchineal Division in East Portland. Clarendon also features prominently, with 53% of respondents unaware that Winston Mirage of the Rocky Point Division in Southeast Clarendon is the mayor of Maypen. The highest level of ignorance about who the mayors in the different parish capitals are was among voters 18 to 24 years old. Nearly 60% of that voting bloc was unaware of who their mayor is. Interestingly, 52% of voters 65 years and older also had no clue who their mayor is. Join us at noon when we tell you which parishes have the highest percentage of voters who say they will vote on February 26. And then tune in at 5 when we tell you, according to the Blue Dot findings, which party is leading in the direct matchup heading into these crucial local elections. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News. Meanwhile, only 34% of Jamaicans are familiar with the roles and responsibilities of the municipal corporations. Voters 18 to 24 are least likely to be familiar with what their local authorities do, with only 25% of that cohort indicating they knew. Voters 55 to 64 are at the highest level of awareness at 45%. Only 28% of voters across the Kingston and St. Andrew municipality indicated they know the roles and responsibilities of the local authority. 41% of voters in the capital indicated they knew nothing of the roles of the council. 31% were unsure. The lowest levels of awareness were recorded in St. Thomas and Westmoreland, where only 26% of voters say they are aware of what their council does. 47% of voters in Westmoreland say they're unsure, and 40% of voters in St. Thomas had similar feelings. The Kingston and St. Andrew municipality is a prized council on election night, with both parties attempting to control it come February 27. The Westmoreland and St. Thomas municipal corporations will also be closely watched on election night.
The Nationwide Blue Dot polls, powered by Total Tools. Total Tools, they almost always have it.
Now on the campaign trail, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has confirmed his administration is working on delivering the next version of their 2016 reduction in income tax. He's dubbed the coming reduction 1.5 2.0. The Prime Minister made the announcement while speaking in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Saturday. Mahiri Stewart has that report.
In 2016, amid strong opposition from the then PNP government, Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party proposed an increase to the income tax threshold to $1.5 million in order to reduce the income tax burden on Jamaicans. The then Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, said the plan could not work.
When we tell him that to do it, it will cost $30 billion and it cannot be done unless him raise other taxes. Them say no, that's not how them going to do it. Them are going to put on, them only do it for who have 1.5 or less. And then for anybody more, them operate along with the same system. But that cannot work either.
Dr. Phillips labeled the plan a trick.
It is a sample plan where them not think out properly. All they want to do is to get power in their hands and then mash up the country like they did before.
Holness and the JLP would go on to win the general elections and implement the plan. Mark Golding and the PNP have since promised to increase the income tax threshold to $3 million. But the Prime Minister has labelled the opposition hypocrites and tricksters for seeking to claim what he says is a JLP policy.
When I came out and said we are going to do 1.5, every PNP to the man come out and cuss me and say it can't happen. Then cuss me and say boy wreck the economy. We came in and we showed them how to do 1.5. Now all of a sudden they are converted to 1.5. You cannot listen to people who have never done it before. They are hypocrites. They are hypocrites and tricksters. They criticize it and they oppose it. And now all of a sudden they must come and pretend like they can do it. I know that all Jamaica knows that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will deliver 1.5, 2.0.
The Prime Minister says under the JLP, not only has the income tax threshold been increased, but GCT has been reduced.
It is the Jamaica Labour Party that understands how to increase your wages substantially and how to relieve you of taxes, not the PNP. Anytime you hear the PNP talk about tax, run away from them or run them away from you. When the PNP took over, every year of PNP from 2012 to 2015, they put on a new tax on the people. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced the tax on income by increasing the tax threshold. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced GCT from 16.5 to 15%. And that benefits all Jamaicans.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says his administration has done more to improve the road infrastructure without further burdening the Jamaican people with additional taxes.
It is the Jamaica Labour Party that has run the economy so well that we have not put any new taxes on the people of Jamaica for the 8 years that we have been running the economy. But yes, we have fixed more roads than the PNP has ever fixed.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he was speaking in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Saturday. The opposition People's National Party will on Monday finalize their slate of speakers for the local government debates scheduled for later this week. This is despite advertisements in the media showing Natalie Nita Garvey, Cian Barneswell and Waynett Strawn as the PNP speakers for the first debate on Thursday. The topic of that debate is local government policy and how it affects you. Andrew Swaby, Alan Bernard and Cadian Harty were listed as the PNP debaters for the second debate on Saturday. Local government at work is the announced topic for that debate. However, Nationwide News has been reliably informed that despite the publications, the final decision regarding the slate of debaters will be made today. Meanwhile, the Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission, Brian Smith, told Nationwide News that parties are free to change their slate of speakers.
The Jamaica Debates Commission, as usual, has released advertising indicating who will be participating in the debate. Of course, this information is provided by the party. Now, the truth is that the parties do have a right to change their teams if they so desire.
Brian Schmidt, Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission. The governing Jamaica Labour Party says it will be represented by Charles Sinclair, Venetia Phillips and Richard Creary on Thursday, while Richard Vernon, Delroy Williams and Whitney Smith Curry will represent the party on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Debates Commission expects that the debates will be keenly watched by voters. Brian Schmidt says the Commission's debates have had substantial viewing in the past and they impacted the decision-making process. He's encouraging Jamaicans to watch the debates.
When we do our post-debate polls, it has pretty much always shown that the public finds that the debates are very useful for A, helping them make their decision as to who they will vote for. It has also been helpful for them because they feel that their issues are being addressed.
Mr. Schmidt says the debates have become an important feature of Jamaica's democracy.
I am very glad, though, that the debates are something that is on the top of mind of the basic populace, because what it means is that the debates have become a part of our political culture, which is very, very important, because the debate is the only place where people contending for public office are allowed to expound on their positions side by side so they can be compared, and it is done in a very fair, factual and objective kind of setting, free of political rhetoric. So even though the debates have been around for some time, 21 years in fact, we're celebrating our 21st anniversary this year.
Brian Schmidt, Vice Chairman of the Jamaica Debates Commission. The Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, says the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act passed by the United States Congress in 2022 has played a major role in cracking down on illegal shipping of guns to the Caribbean. The Commissioner was speaking last week at the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Old Hope Road headquarters in Kingston.
The Bipartisan Safer Communities Act created a regime that started to shine a light and also make illegal this idea of gathering up guns in what is relatively a permissive environment and then sending them over, and that these guns end up in the hands of gangs who are carrying out murders in the Caribbean. This is not just Jamaica, but we see it increasing over the Caribbean. The passage of this act was very significant to us. Our Prime Minister was in Washington recently, and flowing from that, we actually had him come down to speak to a room of leaders here who are leaders in security and wider government here, which was very useful.
Major Anderson says transnational collaboration remains the key to crack down on illegal guns.
The nature of the problems that we're facing have a transnational component. So we have a large diaspora up in the States, but some of them, a few, actually are also connected to the violence that takes place here, whether to send guns down or to issue orders or whatever. And this is not unique to Jamaica. Part of the value of these relationships is that if we try to deal with these problems alone, then we can't deal with the entire problem end to end. And so we collaborate to deal with this problem from end to end.
Major General Anthony Anderson, the Commissioner of Police. In international news now, Israel says 2 male Israeli hostages have been rescued in Rafah as Israeli airstrikes hit the southern Gaza city. The Israeli military says the 2 elderly men are in good medical condition. Israel says there was aerial coverage and a wave of strikes to accompany the hostage raid. A spokesman for the Hamas-run health ministry says at least 67 Palestinians were killed in those strikes. It follows warnings from the international community over Israel's planned offensive in the city where 1.5 million people are sheltering. The Palestinian Authority's foreign ministry has condemned what it has called an Israeli massacre in Rafah. The authority, which controls the occupied occupied West Bank says the strikes killed 100 people and injured many more. However, there are conflicting reports on the death toll. A spokesman for the Hamas-controlled health ministry in Gaza said at least 67 Palestinians were killed, with early reports saying it was about 100. In a statement on X, the ministry claimed that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu commits mass massacres with a mentality of revenge, not victory, and not in accordance with international law, as he has claimed. Netanyahu has vowed to press on with the military offensive in Gaza. That's the news at 7 this morning. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
17 minutes after 7.
Taxpayers, pay your taxes online at www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. Call 888-TAX-HELP for more details. The temperature brought to you by Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you better, is
26 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 24 out west in Montego Bay.
My prescription meds are a part of my routine.
On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
Get connected to a deal you love this Valentine's with Flow. Sign up for Flow Yard and Road for the extra special price of only $3,999 plus GCT and get a free Samsung phone. Make a love connection and show how much you care. Visit discoverflow.co or Flow Store today. Conditions apply.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
It's time now for our second update from the streets. Ludlow McLean has Street Smarts. Good morning again, Ludlow.
Morning again, Ricardo. Are you hearing me, Ricardo?
Yes, man. Good morning.
All right. Okay. Morning time again, the listeners, the motor, and as usual, welcome to our visitors. They're so important to us, and we welcome them. Enjoy the sun, everything, and the mountains and the ocean, please. The traffic situation is that most of the areas are quite busy, quite active. I mentioned the Mandela earlier on. It has built up significantly. Spanish Town Road, there's movement, but it still has traffic going towards the 3 miles area. If you're already in the places like the Kingston 20, Meadowbrook Estate, Doheny Park, you're trying to get onto Perkins, then onto Doheny Drive from Abbeville, you'll have a build-up at that intersection. It's a similar situation if you're in the Pembroke Hall area, and that is also Kingston 20. Kenilworth Drive exiting onto the Washington Boulevard, then you're going to have a little bit of traffic there. And also Molynes, if you're coming from the Queen Hill area, you use Molynes Road. Getting to the intersection of Molynes and Washington Boulevard, you're going to have a build-up there. And as I said, Dunrobin is also busy, and most areas in this area, Compton Spring Road, West Kings House Road, Waterloo Road, the road that runs parallel, that's Kingsway, all these areas are having traffic. If you're on Hope Road, the build-up is really Hope, Lady Musgrave Road, and East Kings House Road. And then going further up, you'll have some build-up heading towards Ligonier Avenue, and at the intersection with Olof Road and Barbican. And that's where you're going to have some build-up there. So it's a very busy morning. And I should also say, in 1 second, this is a constant. Barbican Road, always busy at this time. Whether they're coming from Arcata Drive, Rust Lights, all of these areas, you're going to have traffic along Barbican Road. But as they get onto East Kings House Road, it's not much of a problem. So busy right back until maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So you traverse wherever you're going and just be careful, be on the alert. And please, a lot of motorists are not using their indicators to indicate whether they're turning left or right. And it's very important to use your indicators and lane properly, and the wing mirrors are so important. All right, your wing mirrors, your rear view mirrors, these are all important in terms of your maneuvering. So as usual, at Street Smart, your safety is all concerned. Ricardo, take it away.
Thanks, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smart. Up next on the front page, independent councillor candidate for the Papine Division, George Planto, and the PNP councillor candidate for the Mucker Division, Romaine Morris.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence, and the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're now tuned into our discussion segment, The Front Page. We're continuing our focus on the road to the local government elections. A councillor candidate for the Mucka division, Romaine Morris, has dismissed a release from the JLP listing him as being expelled subsequent to his nomination as a PNP candidate. He says it is a desperate attempt by political operatives to impede the momentum gained by the PNP in that division. On Friday, the Jamaica Labour Party said it had expelled 7 of its members who have nominated themselves as independent candidates or candidates for the People's National Party for the February 26 local government elections. The individuals are Patrick Smith of the Palmer's Cross Division, Omar White of the Bridges Division, and Romaine Morris of the Mucka Division, all in Clarendon.
It also includes Eric Wint of the Martha Bray Division in Trelawney and Leroy Dunn of the Geisel Division in St. Catherine. Keith McCook of the Red Hills Division and George Planto of the Papine Division, both in St. Andrew, rounded out the list of expelled members. In a statement on Friday, the JLP says the expulsion is in line with the party's regulations. It says members are prohibited from running against an approved candidate of the party. However, Mr. Morris says he resigned from the chairmanship of the Mucka Division and from the JLP in January, and as such did not nominate while a sitting member of the JLP. So as we continue our discussions on the road to the local government elections, we're joined by the independent councillor candidate in Papine, George Planto, and the PNP councillor candidate in the Mucka Division, Romaine Morris. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Thomas. Good morning, Mr. Brooks, and good morning to all your listeners all around the world.
Is that Mr. Planto?
That's Mr. Planto.
Good morning. Mr. Morris?
Yeah, hi, morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Let me start with you, George Planto. You've been running in the Papine Division for the JLP for quite a while now. You have not been successful against Venetia Phillips. Why did you decide to go independent?
All right. I ran in the last local government election. That's the only one I ran in the Papine Division.
Right.
I was not successful. You are correct. I stayed there and I worked. I've always served in the community. And because I would have made a pledge to the people, a solemn commitment. The only commitment that I made was that I would make myself available for service at this level because the people indicated that they were hopeful of my leadership, and therefore there was a lot of disappointment when when it was seen that I would not have been able to fulfill that commitment. And so I decided to do this so I could honor the commitment I made to the people to make myself available to serve at this level.
Before Ms. Phillips had crossed the floor and selected as the GLP's candidate for Papine Division, was any indication given to you from the party that you would be again representing them in Papine?
Okay, so I will answer your question. Okay, let me go ahead. There was, up to a particular point, I was continuing to work in the division up until the conference of the Jamaica Labour Party. And an indication was made to me before that there were some concerns, but not an indication that I would not be the candidate.
What were those concerns?
All right, so the conversation here is leading me down a path that I would have hoped that I wouldn't need to go down, because in terms of the internal conversations of the party, I usually leave that to be internal.
But you're no longer a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. You've been expelled.
No, I'm no longer a member of the Jamaica Labour Party, because by virtue of my decision to go independent, the party has a rule, all right? And I live by rules. The scriptures say the way
You live by the rules of a party you no longer belong to?
The scripture says the wages of sin is death, right? And the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus. Now, you make a choice and you know what the consequences will be.
Yes.
So I made a choice to go independent. The rule of the party is that if you do that, you will be expelled. So I expected that would follow. The party didn't do anything wrong by doing that.
But the discipline...
Now, because I'm out of the party now, doesn't mean I am going to go ahead.
Fair.
And you know, I
Fair.
don't, I
But the
don't
discipline that
I
you're
want
now...
to focus on the division and my candidacy, not on the party and what the party did or didn't do.
But the discipline that you're now exercising in refusing to comment on internal matters, why didn't that discipline lead you to abide by the selection made by the party and not oppose the candidate?
Well, my aim is not to oppose the candidate.
But functionally, that's what you will do.
But unfortunately, my aim and my motive is not to oppose the candidate, nor to go up against the party. But unfortunately,
But
what
Mr.
I am
Planto,
doing-
isn't that what you will do functionally? You are going up against the party's selected candidate. You run the risk of splitting the vote for your party's candidate and potentially affecting the outcome for your party.
All right,
Or, well,
Brooks,
your former party. Isn't that what you're doing?
Mr. Brooks, I understand. But my motive was not and is not that.
But that will, but do you agree with me that that will be the outcome?
Unfortunately, my actions, the actions that I have taken to make myself available may have an effect, but that was not my motive. The point is that there are over 13,000 voters on the voters list registered to vote in the Papine division. Based on historical data, it's about 3,000 that would come out into a local election and select whomever gets the majority of that 3,000. Now, in this case where there is over 13,000, even if I say 4,000 people will come out, right? Then there is over 9,000 people who are not interested in the process. My aim is to appeal to people who are not interested and who have not been interested in the process to take local governance and the local government elections seriously and come out and make their voices heard. So I am giving a choice to the voters on the list, the registered voters, to make a stand. And if it is that they see this alternative that would cause them to be interested to participate in the process. Even if I don't win and I see that though they participate, it would be a plus to the process of election. And therefore, it's not necessarily splitting the vote, because I am not encouraging anybody to go up against their choice of party if it is that's what they want to do. But there are a number of people who have indicated that based on their thought process, they are not interested in voting and they're going to stay home. Those people too, if it is they see in my bid and the principle that I'm standing by, something that they can genuinely look to and hold on to, then I urge them not to stay home. Instead of staying home, come and let your decision be made on the ballot. I do not want or will not be asking or whatever means individuals to be disloyal to either of their parties. I understand the loyalties that are there, but the field is wide, and therefore I'm just giving a choice. My motive is not a wrong motive. I'm standing for a principle, and I would hope that that principle is seen and not the unfortunate equal consequence that may, and I said may happen because I would have entered this race.
Hold it there for us. We're speaking to George Planto and Romaine Morris. After the break, we bring in Mr. Morris.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:33.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated one staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy. Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
Ready to level up your kitchen? Head over to Active Home Center now. Introducing Thor Kitchen Appliances, featuring the impressive 36-inch electric and gas range stove. Because when it comes to your kitchen, bigger is always better. And yes, there's a 30-inch option too. And for those who demand the best, don't miss out on our gas cooktops, available in both 36-inch and 30 inches. Choices to fit your style. But hold on, there's more. Transform your cooking space with Thor's range hoods, offering sleek aesthetics and exceptional functionality. Keep your kitchen fresh while you cook up a storm. Visit Active Home Center today in our Kingston location only and discover the world of Thor kitchen appliances. Powerful performance at a practical price.
Love me, pamper me, spa with me at Adam and Eve Day Spa. Book your couple's getaway today. Give the gift of a spa certificate or products packaged with love. Enjoy Oasis of Love, Unite the Flame, or Love Me, Spoil Me packages. We're open on Valentine's Day for reservations only. So reserve now at adamandevespaja.com or call 876-754-6017. Indulge in love with Team Adam and Eve Spa. The couple that spa together stays together.
We're doing business better business. So now it's easy, you have to set up a business. Though you not have to have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about business better business. Now it's easy, you have to set up a business. So you not have to have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about Jamaica Business Gateway. One single window for cross-border trade. Construction permit, real estate. More convenience, less red tape. The application portal online, so you now fit and open on a long line. That's business faster, improved process. That means smarter, that means no stress.
Visit JamaicaBusinessReforms.com to learn how we are building better business together. Sponsored by JAMPRO and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. You're still tuned in to our discussion segment, The Front Page. We're speaking with the independent councillor candidate for the Papine division, George Planto, and the PNP councillor candidate for the Moko division, Romaine Morris. Someone seems to have their radio on. Mr. Planto, Mr. Morris, still on the line?
I am on the line, Planto here.
But someone has their radio on and it's giving us a feedback. I don't know if you could turn it down or off.
I think it's speakerphone.
Yeah, that might be the issue. Do you mind taking us off speaker?
That's possible.
Right. So, Mr. Morris, since your crossover announcement that you're running on a PNP ticket, have you been able to convince the Labourites down there in Moko to come with you? Or they are disgruntled?
I'm monitoring you, I'm monitoring your listeners, and monitoring Mr. Planto. As seen on the day I did the crossover, both political parties are supporting me. You understand? And this is a local election. And persons are, as always, expressed their desire to support Romaine Morris candidacy, either party that they are part of. Supporters from the People's National Party has always indicated while I was serving as a member of the Jamaica Labour Party, they have always expressed that their desire to come and support me while I was there. Now I'm over to the People's National Party. Supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party has indicated that yes, they will be supporting me.
The numbers don't support you though. The Moko division has traditionally stayed with the Jamaica Labour Party. How do you intend to overcome the margin?
Well, it's funny you say that because in the last general election, some seats that they lost. You know, some seats that they consider as safe seats and so forth, they lost. You know, there is no more safe seats. The traditional idea that thought that these seats are safe seats. No, I don't think that. I don't think that is no. You know, things at times are changing. Jamaicans are changing. You know, you won't have a politician nowadays that will stay in politics for 20, 30 years.
And what platform are you providing to the people of Moko such that you think you can change the historical trend?
Continuing what I'm doing over the past years, you know. Youth empowerment. I have a program where I believe in a breadwinner in each household. That's something that I've been focusing on within the community, and the residents are excited about that. You know, we have initiatives within the space that persons are excited about, that to support me about, and they want to see continue. You know, and you know, Moko has been targeted at a place, labeled a place that you know, stigmatized that all the ignorant people come from, and so forth. And we're aiming now to rebrand Moko and so forth, you know, in a place where opportunities lie. And persons are excited about that as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a clear path to victory, Mr. Morris, and why?
The clear path is through the people, and the people are supporting us.
Why should the people support you if you simply got upset and walked away from the Jamaica Labour Party because apparently you couldn't get along with a member of parliament?
It hinders my the relationship before it hinders my level of performance and what I can deliver to the people. So that alone the people recognize, and that is what is on the ground now. The people recognize that it was hindering my performance and service delivery to the people.
Mr. Planto?
I'm here, sir.
Can you confirm whether you have been telling any supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party that a vote for you would be a vote for the JLP?
No, not at all. On the contrary, the people were told that a vote for me is a vote against the JLP. I have never told them that a vote for me is a vote for the JLP, because an independent candidate is an independent candidate and not under not under a party. So I am the people's candidate. The parties have their candidate on the ballot, and George Planto is the people's candidate. And so, no, I have not been doing that. I've not been doing that at all. I cannot misrepresent myself. I take my leading from God, and therefore I try my best, not a perfect person, to be honest and true, even if the honesty is going to hurt me. I have to live by those principles.
What are your chances, Mr. Planto, of securing victory in Papine?
My chances are good. It is still left with how the people view what I'm offering. It's still left to the people's decision on the day. There are a number of factors that can cause a shift or a shift from the.
I'm sorry, it seems somebody has put the phone back on speaker. We're hearing that echo again. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Planto.
Yes, there are a number of situations that can create a shift from the traditional vote, and there are a number of situations on the day that can cause individuals to reject. So it all boils down to how the people view all of this and what might or might not influence them on that day to mark their X where they desire, or to mark their X in general. My X will go beside the heart. I am hoping that they will vote with their heart genuinely, and if they do, I do believe that there is a path for victory.
And what is the platform you're offering the people of the Papine Division?
Okay, so with the help and the leading from God, my first pledge is to provide strong and well thought out representation, selfless and genuine service, good godly governance, honest, transparent and non-discriminatory management of the affairs and allocated resources of the division. And this I will do for the benefit of the people of the Papine Division. And there are 10 areas of or points of emphasis that I will focus on in terms of my service to the people. These are broad areas and would take some time to flesh out. So I couldn't flesh them out on this program because we don't have the time, but let me go with them. Citizens' participation, diaspora projects, community unity, community status, meaning which areas are communities or have the requirement to be classified as communities, family and personal concerns, access to government services, especially in the health area of health. A lot of people don't even know that they can get their medications free of cost. Community infrastructural development, healthy living and clean surroundings, maintenance of existing, should I call it assets or places, whether it be the sidewalks, whether it be community centers, maintenance of what is there already, right? And then finally the 10th one is efficiency of the services provided by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Mm-hmm. Those are the broad areas. As I said, as I go on, they'll be fleshed out. I have them fleshed out, but time will not allow me to flesh them out here. I will take one, though, if you allow me. The citizens' participation.
I have to go to Mr. Morris because you're up on the time. So let me just ask Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris, while you were a member of the Jamaica Labour Party, what did you see in the People's National Party's platform that has now attracted you to that party that you think you can deliver on that ticket?
Whatever I've seen, I see the people. I see the people of the Moko Division that they need representation. And I see that my work needs to be continuing to develop that space. That's what I see. Right? I think people first. I think country first. You understand? Too many times politics has has blocked or corrupt our brain into putting the people's last. And the people should be first at every single intersection. At every single intersection, the people should be first. When you have a politician that don't put people first, that's when you have a problem. But people should be first and foremost. That's my thing. So whatever party I am a part of, that's my line of service. The People's National Party is similar to the Labour Party within Jamaica. Both of them both parties has contributed significantly to the development of Jamaica. And I'm not here to get into details with parties. I'm here to go into details about the development of Moko and what I have to offer to the people of Moko.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to get into in terms of the issues on the ground in Moko that you are going to address. What are some of those issues?
Well, you have youth unemployment issue within the space of Moko. You have farmers. Moko is a primary farming area. We intend to address some of these issues along with roads, along with water.
Okay. All right, George Planto, Robin Morris, thank you so much for your time. We'll be watching on the 26th, and we hope you'll be able to speak to us after the elections.
Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Stay safe.
Thank you, Mr. Planto. Same to you.
Great.
All right, good.
All right. We take the break and come back with more.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:48.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 24 out west in Montego Bay.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Me grew up as my granny save her money under her mattress.
But at an old time something. That's where I save my money in the bank. And because I want to buy a little house, I also save in a building society. We have to be smart with how we save our money.
So, what if the bank crash?
Well, that's where JDIC comes in. Make I tell you something. With the JDIC Deposit Insurance Scheme, once you save your money in a commercial bank, merchant bank, or building society, your deposit is covered up to a maximum of $1.2 million per depositor per financial institution if the institution fails. All the information that you need is available at jdic.org, and you can follow their social media platform for more information.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning, turning our attention now to get some reactions to the Nationwide Blue Dot poll question on who is your mayor. Are you aware of who that person is? And we'll be joined by economist and social commentator Sandra Roden, and economist and political commentator and opposition junior spokesperson on finance and planning. Rather, he's economic and political commentator and the opposition junior spokesperson on finance and planning, Cleveland Tomlinson. But let's take a listen to Ricardo's report on the matter of your awareness of who your mayor is.
The nationwide Blue Dot polls, powered by Total Tools. Total Tools, they almost always have it.
The mayor of a parish capital is elected by the majority of the councillors in each municipality. The party with the most seats in the council chooses the mayor. Where there's a tie, the party that wins the popular vote has the right to elect the mayor. Portmore is the exception. Since 2003, the residents of the Sunshine City have had the right to directly elect their mayor. The mayor is traditionally regarded as the first citizen of every city. It's a pretty important post. But when the Blue Dot pollsters asked 1,878 registered voters who their mayor was, 49% had no clue. 51% said they knew who headed their parish. Ignorance abounds in urban centers, where significantly higher numbers of respondents had no clue who their mayors are. In Kingston and St. Andrew, 54% of voters did not know who was running the municipality. It's the JLP's Delroy Williams of the Seavright Gardens Division in the Prime Minister's West Central St. Andrew constituency. In St. James, nearly 60% were unaware of the mayor. It's the JLP's Leroy Williams of the Montego Bay North Division in Northwest St. James. In St. Anne, 64% of respondents did not know who the mayor is. It's Sydney Stewart of the Bamboo Division in Northwest St. Anne. Portland was another point of interest, with 63% of voters telling pollsters they did not know the mayor is the JLP's Paul Thompson. He's councillor of the Manchineal Division in East Portland. Clarendon also features prominently, with 53% of respondents unaware that Winston Mirage of the Rocky Point Division in Southeast Clarendon is the mayor of Maypen. The highest level of ignorance about who the mayors in the different parish capitals are was among voters 18 to 24 years old. Nearly 60% of that voting bloc was unaware of who their mayor is. Interestingly, 52% of voters 65 years and older also had no clue who their mayor is. Join us at noon when we tell you which parishes have the highest percentage of voters who say they will vote on February 26. And then tune in at 5 when we tell you, according to the Blue Dot findings, which party is leading in the direct matchup heading into these crucial local elections. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Sandra Roden, nearly half of Jamaicans don't know who their mayor is. Among the findings, what's your reaction?
I'm not even shocked. The problem we've had, and I see that somebody said recently, it's the matter of MPs being councillors and that dualization of the roles. So what has happened is that our national politics has normally overshadowed the local politics. And I also believe that because of that issue, we don't really pay attention to who the councillors are, who the mayors are. And to be honest, in my memory, for Kingston and St. Andrew, and I know a lot of people might still think that the most memorable mayor I remember is Ron Mackenzie. Yes, I know who is there now, but I can understand when people would have said that they don't necessarily know who their mayors are.
And so, Cleveland Tomlinson, I wonder if you think now might be the time for us as a country to move to make local government completely constitutionally independent of central government.
There is certainly the need for greater autonomy for local government, Ricardo. There needs to be a clear enough demarcation between the roles and responsibilities of municipal corporations and those of central government. I note that in 2015, we passed the 3 strategic laws, the strategic bills into the Local Government Act. Since then and now, we have not had the supporting regulations from this administration to ensure that we can buttress the act. So there is an overhaul that is needed for local governance in Jamaica. And the polls present a stark reflection of the current state of political awareness among the Jamaican populace with respect to what are the roles and responsibilities of municipal corporations. We also need to enshrine in the Constitution the Local Government Act. So we need to take a far more serious approach to how we conduct local governance in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. And Sandra, what are some of the ways you think we can raise the prominence of the councillors and the mayors across the country?
Well, for one, councillors would have to start focusing on the entire division. I've been saying over time you've seen where councillors go in their strongholds because that's where they get votes. And that has been a problem over time. And because that is a pattern that we've seen, it has allowed for this festering of that issue. So not only that, they also have to focus on projects that actually aid in development of division. Some people never see their councillors, and for some they would want to see some educational programs, they would want to see some sports programs. Those are things that keep councillors close to the community. And most importantly, they need to have check-ins, they need to have community meetings. Those things don't really happen, to my knowledge at least, in Jamaica in a great way. And that says to you that the people aren't even making themselves known. By right, the citizens of these major cities should be meeting with their mayors and also giving input on what they want to see for the city.
And to you, Cleveland, for the poll was saying that the highest level of ignorance about the mayors was among voters who are 18 to 24 years old. What's your assessment, reaction to that, and how can we get that age group more involved in the process?
I am not surprised, Tana, that in that particular demographic, we are seeing where persons are not aware of who their representatives are at the local level. And it's the same that applies at the central level. Young people are generally disengaged and not involved in the political process. I think it's full time now that we break the taboo surrounding political discourses in Jamaica. We need to shift the discussion from politics being perceived and discussed as merely and being framed narrowly through the confines of party loyalty, which is often represented by the colors orange and green. This is a binary view, Tana, that limits the scope of political discussion. We need people to understand that politics is not just about JLP or PNP. It's about governance and policies that invariably will impact your life. So to transcend this, there needs to be a concerted effort to redefine politics in Jamaica as not just a battleground between the two major political parties, but as a mechanism through which governance and societal progress are achieved.
Sandra Roden, economist and social commentator, wish we had more time to delve into these numbers, but we're up on the clock. And economic and political commentator and opposition junior spokesperson on finance and planning, Cleveland Tomlinson. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
We should also tell the listeners that Sandra Roden was formerly a foreign affairs chair for the Generation 2000, the government's young professional arm. I'm being advised by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs that it's not advisable. You cannot enshrine the Local Governance Act or any other act of Parliament in the Constitution. She says an act is an ordinary legislation which gives effect to something provided for in the Constitution itself or which is permissible within the constitutional framework. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting to note. I think Cleveland had called for the entrenchment of that. So, the YouTubers carrying on about balance, so I just had to make it clear that Mr. Roden does have some antecedents in the Jamaica Labour Party.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
Clearing personal non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is...
It's 8:01.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
With Across Jamaica this morning, I'm Ricardo Brooks. Now, the government of Jamaica is set to receive a fisheries and marine research vessel from the government of Japan. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the assistance is welcome as the island seeks to further develop its blue economy. The minister, who is undertaking her first official working visit to Japan, explained that the vessel will bring a significant boost to Jamaica's fisheries and marine research capabilities. According to a release from the Foreign Ministry, the fisheries sector has been heavily affected by recent declines in fish catches due to changes in the distribution of marine resources stemming from the effects of climate change. The vessel will be entrusted to the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and Mining and is expected to enable the development of a more robust, evidence-based framework for the country's fisheries policies and regulations. The Foreign Ministry says this approach will also aid policymakers in striking a delicate balance between economic growth and environmental preservation. 2 ramp attendants have been charged with breaches under the Dangerous Drugs Act by the Narcotics Division in relation to an incident that occurred at the Norman Manley International Airport on Thursday, February 8. The 2 men are 30-year-old Artnell Grant of a Kingston 5 address and 32-year-old Christopher Cummings of Yallas, St. Thomas. Reports are that about 3 p.m. lawmen and members of the Jamaica Customs Contraband Enforcement Team conducted a joint operation at the airport car park. During the operation, 2 men were seen inside a car. The men's actions aroused the suspicions of the lawmen and customs officers. The men were arrested and searched. A search of their vehicle reportedly uncovered 55 pounds of ganja concealed inside a suitcase that was in the trunk of the car. The men were charged with possession of, dealing in, attempting to, and conspiracy to export ganja and possession of criminal property on Saturday, February 10. This was after a question and answer session in the presence of their attorneys. 46-year-old Peter Mills, a construction worker of Racecourse in Clarendon, and 30-year-old Nigano Davis, a bus operator of Pimento Walk, Ocheria, St. Ann, are scheduled to appear before the St. Ann Parish Court on Friday, February 16 on drug charges. The 2 men were arrested during an operation at 8 River Plaza in Ocheria, St. Ann on Thursday, February 8. Detectives assigned to the Area 2 Narcotics Police Division say lawmen intercepted 2 motor vehicles in the area at about 1 p.m. Both vehicles were searched. The police say a package containing 3.8 kilograms of cocaine was found concealed in food items in one of the vehicles, along with $118,000. The cocaine has an estimated street value of $114,000 or 17.8 million Jamaican dollars. The 2 motor vehicles were also seized during the incident. The police are seeking the public's assistance in locating a witness who is vital to a case currently before the Home Circuit Court. She's Daniela Lewis, whose last known address was West Road, Seaview Gardens in the Kingston 11 area. Lewis is scheduled to appear before the court at 10 today. Daniela Lewis or anyone knowing her whereabouts is being asked to contact Sissoko at 876-926-4079, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. That's Across Jamaica this morning. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Easy Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Attorneys at law, realtors, commissioned land surveyors, and financial professionals. Register for the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority's inaugural SEZ Unplugged Workshop, a roadmap to maximizing your investments. Experience this workshop in 3 sessions from February 15 to March 13. Topics include legal and commercial requirements, making SEZ projects bankable, and SEZ investing in Jamaica. The first session begins February 15, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Courtyard by Marriott. Pay $5,000 and receive a meal and course materials. Limited space is available. Register today at jeza.com. That's JSEZA.com.
Energize your life the right way with DBJ. Yeah, you must can save enough energy solution. Choose one today for your house or your business. Money I go save. Yeah, DBJ. Energize your life the right way. The Development Bank of Jamaica Limited is here to help you with the purchase and installation of renewable energy systems to help you save on your energy bill. Contact your business banker or bank today. Energize your business or home the right way with DBJ Energy Loan.
It's 7 minutes after 8, and listeners, Tana is being naughty. Anyhow, we go on the campaign trail. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has confirmed his administration is working on delivering the next version of their 2016 reduction in income tax. He's dubbed the coming reduction 1.5 2.0. The Prime Minister made the announcement while speaking in Clarkstown, Trelawney on Saturday. Here he is.
1.5 was an idea that the Jamaica Labour Party in the 2016 general election brought to the people of the country to say that those who are on the pay-as-you-earn system, that we would increase the tax threshold to $1.5 million so that those people earning $1.5 million or lower would not pay income tax. Many Jamaicans were happy for that. Many. Since then, your government has increased the average wage of persons working in the public sector by a minimum of 20%. So most people working in the public sector, on top of 1.5, they get 20% more. Some people have said that that increase has come at the expense of allowances that they used to get. The government looks at that very carefully. And your government always wants to have fairness and equity in our wage bill, what we pay the people of Jamaica. Suddenly, I hear some PNP people saying they are going to do 1.5. And I rock back in my chair and I laugh. Because if you remember, when I came out and said we are going to do 1.5, every PNP to the man come out and cuss me and say it can't happen. Then cuss me and say it going to wreck the economy. Then cuss me and say a voodoo economics, it can't work. We came in and we showed them how to do 1.5. Now all of a sudden they are converted to 1.5. All of a sudden them going around telling people about them will do 1.5. Jamaica, you cannot listen to people who have never done it before. The way I describe them is that they are hypocrites. They are hypocrites and tricksters because they never believe in it in the first place. They criticize it and they oppose it, and now all of a sudden they must come and pretend like they can do it. But anyway, I know that all Jamaica knows that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will deliver 1.5, 2.0. We will deliver the next version of 1.5. Have no fear, workers of Jamaica. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that understands how to increase your wages substantially and how to relieve you of taxes, not the PNP. Anytime you hear the PNP talk about tax, run away from them or run them away from you. Listen to me good. When the PNP took over, every year of PNP from 2012 to 2015, they put on a new tax on the people. Every year. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced the tax on income by increasing the tax threshold. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that reduced GCT from 16.5 to 15%. And that benefits all Jamaicans. And it is the Jamaica Labour Party that has run the economy so well that we have not put any new taxes on the people of Jamaica for the 8 years that we have been running the economy. But yes,
Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking there in Clarkstown, Trelawney on the weekend, and this may have been the clearest indication yet that the government will be increasing the income tax threshold, the Prime Minister dubbing it 1.5 2.0. He also said a lot of the development will be centered there in Clarkstown he says a lot of development will be centered around the Clarkstown community.
5 was an idea that the Jamaica Labour Party in the 2016 general election brought to the people of the country to say that those who are on the pay-as-you-earn system, that we would increase the tax threshold to $1.5 million so that in Harmony Cove, another major hotel development is coming, over $1 billion with 1,000 rooms. We want to start that this year as well. Now, when that's built, where will the people get housing from? Who going work here? We have to build the houses at these places. The people from here going to get work here. So, a lot of development is going to be centered around this little town here called Clarkstown. So, the road to Clarkstown must be fixed. So all the youth in the area, those who just graduated from school, those who have graduated a little while ago, they don't have to leave Clarkstown. They can make Clarkstown into their own little city. That's the idea. So we have a plan for what is called rural development. So rural development no means to the place with the back and not one. When we talk about rural development, we are talking about giving people the opportunity to live in the community that they choose to. It don't have to be near a town or a city, but they must still have the same amenities and comfortable living. So we understand that. And so what we do, we bring some housing, we're going to bring the road, and we're going to improve the water. So you can live comfortably here and drive or take bus or taxi to where you work. That is what we are doing in developing your community. So I want you to listen to me now. Your councillor candidate, councillor to be again, pointed out that we have allocated over $20 billion to fix roads, local roads. I guarantee you that that road that I drive on will be one of the roads to be repaired. That road has to go through consultation, but I know that in any consultation that takes place, everybody in this division will agree that that road must be repaired.
And you know, Tana, that matter of the 1.5 increase in the income tax threshold, it's become such a contentious issue. You know, the PNP has now said raise it to 3. And I see people online saying, now that the Prime Minister has said this, he's really just copying something that the PNP has already proposed. And here's a comment that proves the point. Why did Andrew wait until campaign time to announce 1.5 2.0? He's too manipulative. He's in power now, so do it and stop making promises. I mean, that betrays a sort of ignorance about the budget process and how that works, but put that to the side. There are some people who seem to believe that this is a reaction, a copycat thing. You and I would know that for months now, there have been hints coming from the government
from
that
the
this
Prime
is
Minister and the Finance Minister,
that this is something they want to do. And after the break, we're going to play for you. It was a February like it's February now, in the middle of a campaign, when the then Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, told the country that it was a Samfi proposal that could not work and would mash up the country.
NHD contributors, when applying for your contributions refund, use only the NHD mobile app or website. The time by the NHD is...
It's 18 minutes after 8.
We doing business better business. So now it easy, you have to set up a business. Though you not have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about business better business. Now it easy, you have to set up a business. So you not have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about Jamaica Business Gateway. One single window for cross-border trade. Construction permit, real estate. More convenience, less red tape. The application portal online, so you now fit and open and a long line. That's business faster, improved process. That means smarter, that means no stress.
Visit JamaicaBusinessReforms.com to learn how we are building better business together. Sponsored by JAMPRO and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide this morning. So the Prime Minister has indicated, probably the strongest indication yet. We've been getting hints and glimpses and, indications that it may come. He has now indicated that, yes, it's being worked on. He has called it 1.5 2.0. The PNP says it needs to be increased to $3 million. That's what Mark Golding said. But in 2016... at the height of the general election campaign at the time, the PNP was universally opposed to the idea of raising the income tax threshold. In fact, they said it was a trick that would wreck the economy. Here is the then Finance Minister.
Here are the tax man. When we tell him that to do it,
it will cost $30 billion and it cannot be done unless him raise other taxes. Them say no, that's not how them going to do it. Them are going to put on, them only do it for who have 1.5 or less. And then for anybody more, them operate along with the same system. But that cannot work either. Hear me why it can't work. See with me little. Make we say Trevor work a factory. Trevor will get $1.5 million. Susie is him supervisor and Susie I get 1.7, but Susie will take home less pay than Trevor. That can't fear. But worse, you know, that is a message to people who don't have no ambition to step up in our life and move forward and get better and get more pay. But here, it is worse because if Trevor get 4-hour overtime and him pay go over the 1.5, he will get less pay under that system than if you never work no overtime. So here we go up now. The business we have to fulfill some order overseas. Now go able to do it because Trevor now go want work no overtime because I'm not get none of the pay. It is a sample plan where them not think out properly. All they want to do is to get power in their hands and then mash up the country like they did before. So since that plan can't work, if they were going to do it, is over $30 billion it would have cost. What that means is that they would be kissing goodbye to all the support we will get from the international community. The IMF program would stop. The European Union would stop give grant money. The IDB will stop lend money without the program. The World Bank will stop. We would be ending up same place where we start from in January 2012. It is a recipe for national disaster, instability. It is a reckless plan by power-hungry people. So, what I want you to do is come. Remember them said promises is comfort to a fool. Come, don't make it turn out like the promise of 2007 and when them said them can't do it again. This time use your head, put the X beside the head.
That was the then Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips. Now the rest is history because none of the catastrophic outcomes he predicted came to fruition. We think it important that the truth be out there as to how this came to be. Now, whether you, in looking forward, trust the JLP or the PMP more on the matter is an issue for you to decide as a voter. But we think it is important that the record of what transpired leading up to the implementation of this policy being implemented be clear and that people remember how that debate shaped up and what happened leading up to February 2016, that election. Now, how you see it now, that's for you to decide. But that's what happened. That was the history, yeah, leading up to where we are now. We take your calls after the break, 630-9371 to 4-618-8255. Oh, we're not taking the break. No. Okay. So the numbers to call 630-9371 to 4-618-8255. I mean, look, me wouldn't mind it got $3 million, you know. I don't mind Mark Golding proposing that it goes to $3 million.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is fair or correct to suggest that the idea in its genesis and where it originated was from the People's National Party. That's just not the truth. Right? And the truth doesn't need any assistance. It doesn't need any advocates. It is just the truth. Whether people decide Boy, you know, Market, you said 3 million and him may I go with? That's for them to decide.
Yeah.
Or 1.5, 2.0, that's what I'm going with. For them to decide. But the history is important. And what transpired in that very, very close election, one seat I think it was won by, it is important to remember. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, morning. Morning, Tana and Ricardo.
Morning to you.
Yeah, morning. I'm just calling concerning this local government election coming up.
Yes.
And, you know, when I look at the things that are publishing all over and, you know, like it's a party, it's important that well-thinking Jamaicans engage in the process
Mm-hmm.
and actually go and exercise their vote wherever they choose.
Yes. Agreed.
Because local government is critical for me.
Yes.
Because
For all of
I'm
us.
Yes, because I look at certain things. I look at the performance of my councillor
Mm-hmm.
in my division, and I see that he did something, I think, in 2012 when he won, in terms of cleaning my road and the verge is there. But he hasn't returned, and he's still a councillor after more than one election. And I look at it, and also, I'm from St. Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing that always stirs me up when it comes to this local government thing is the issue of the Yallas market.
Yes.
You see, it stirs me up because I think both parties
Mm-hmm.
have not done enough to undo this injustice that has been done to the people of Yallas.
Yeah.
Yallas market is
It's in a bad way?
No.
The market is in a bad way?
The market was taken from the people and turned into a used car place.
Oh.
And as far as I know, it's supposed to be returned to the people, and there's supposed to be some plan
Mm-hmm.
to build a proper market. It's an eyesore in the square of Yallas, and I buy from the iglas there, the vendors there,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to be on the road. And the fact that the parish is getting more development now,
Mm-hmm.
and the traffic going through is more. It's just congestion all over. If you go to
Oh,
Yallas,
and that's because the vendors are out on the okay.
the vendors are out on the road, and you put this eyesore.
Yes.
You know, used cars place with these dump up things in there and so. And in fact, the person or the foundation and the person in charge of that is actually a councillor candidate
Mm-hmm.
doing so. A part of this injustice that is being done to people, it's time now both parties need to fix it. And that's just my peeve with the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, Jamaican people, your resources that local government to serve the people, they are important and critical, and people need to go and engage in the process.
I agree
That's
with
my
you,
point.
Mike.
I endorse that 100%, Mike. Appreciate the call. Thanks much. Chris, good morning.
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 A few things I like to ask.
Mm-hmm.
The housing trust, I remember Portia Simpson took out quite a bit from housing trust, 11 billion to boost up the budget.
Budgetary
Is
support.
that still going on?
Yes.
Could you find out, let me know, I'll listen to you
Yes.
in the course of the day, morning.
Yes, I believe it is still happening. Yes.
Still happening?
Yes.
But I remember when she took it out, and I was so mad.
Yes.
And I remember Bruce Collins said, take it, dirty fingers off poor people money. Are still going on now? Why?
That's a fair
What is
question.
happening? What is happening to Jamaica?
Budgetary support. That's a fair question.
That is madness. That is so
In
much
fact, I
housing
recall,
support.
I do recall the wholest opposition at the time threatening to go to court if they didn't, in fact, go to
Exactly.
court. Yes, you're correct. Yes.
That is madness. That is absolute corruption. That's why people can't get in the house. And house prices
Well,
going
I
up.
don't know. I don't know if I'd agree that it is corruption.
All right. One more thing.
But certainly,
One more.
Okay.
Yeah, one more thing quickly.
Mhm.
The 600 million that was given to a developer, and they returned $20 million. That is less than 1% interest. What is that? What is that? Is that foreign business? 650 million for 4 years is less than 1%.
The NHT got back all 600 and odd million plus 20 million.
20 million is rubbish.
Oh, so you're saying they should have gotten back
A lot more.
Okay.
Far more. A lot more. That is nonsense. Have a good day.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate the call.
Christopher. Who's next?
Yeah. No, but Mike, what the point Mike was making, about the importance of local government. We've said it here. We have a advertorial, a public service announcement running, trying to encourage people to take it seriously because it is important. As you heard him say, for him, it's about the market in Yalas, and there's so many other issues that affect people, just your community, that you should look at and know that your local representatives should be, I know you have a few of those things that you have on your mind.
Yeah, and you know what we talk about it here all the time, Ricardo, where you'll have some Jamaicans looking on at supporters rallying in crowds and stuff and say, yeah man, look upon them, whatever. They're the ones who are making decisions for you because you're not going out to vote. Yeah, if you want to go out and vote based on the performance that you're seeing from your councillor or what you have heard from the other party who is vying for the division, you have to go out and vote if you want to make a difference too and ensure that the best person is in the position to represent you at the local level. Yeah.
Take the break, come back with more.
The Development Bank of Jamaica provides collateral for your business loan. For more information on their credit enhancement facility, visit www.dbjcef.com. The time by DBJ-CEF is
8:32.
Jumpstart your fitness goals with Express Fitness. Sign up today and restart your fitness journey at an Express Fitness location near you. Enjoy safe, comfortable, and well-equipped gyms from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Call 554-5180 for a full listing of our open locations. Express Fitness. Express Fitness. Your goal. Our mission.
Energize your life the right way with DBJ. Yeah, you must can save enough energy solution. Choose one today for your house or your business. Money I go save. Yeah, DBJ. Energize your life the right way. The Development Bank of Jamaica Limited is here to help you with the purchase and installation of renewable energy systems to help you save on your energy bill. Contact your business banker or bank today. Energize your business or home the right way with DBJ Energy Loan.
Six 630-937-124-618-8255. Anthony, good morning.
Hey, morning guys, how are you?
Doing all right, how are you?
I am all right. So, two things. Quick, Ricardo. So,
yes.
It's local government election time, and Ricardo, you have some housing schemes that was privately built, right? And over time, the roads to the schemes or inside the schemes also deteriorate. And when persons reach out to the parish councils and whatever, they get stories to say, hey, because it is a private scheme, we're not responsibility, and stories like those. Who, after a scheme is done and hand over, persons buy the houses, the lands and whatever there, is it the private developer who is still responsible?
Very good question, my brother. In fact, the question was raised in the House of Representatives by, I believe it was Denise Daly, if I'm not mistaken. But a member of the opposition did ask the Prime Minister about those roads in the gated communities and whether Spark would cover it. I believe
it's not even a gated community because, all right, let me. I'm just going to pluck a scheme out of the box. There's a small little scheme in Westmoreland called Campbellton Garden. It's not gated. It's just off the main road going to Petersfield, and the scheme is so nice, but the road, the road to go around there is so bad and stuff. And my thing is this, and this is beyond politics, Ricardo. These persons would have paid property taxes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if you are paying property taxes and stuff, then what the benefit then? So is it a case where they should withhold their property taxes and come together and use those money to maintain their roads and stuff like that? instead of paying, but not paying without benefits.
So my best recollection is that the Prime Minister's response was that he would have to look into that question. But it was raised. Somebody did ask him. I believe it was Denise Daly. And my recollection is that he said that he'd have to check. But it is something that is under consideration in the House, because I do remember it being raised.
Once the Prime Minister says he will check. I have confidence in him doing that.
Okay.
But let's go to 1.5 quickly, Ricardo.
Yes.
Because I remember that as if it was yesterday, because I was working.
Well, I tell you something. I did not remember it. I did not remember it.
Yeah.
And I actually came up on the clip by chance.
Ricardo, I remember it as if it was yesterday, because as I said, I was working in the public sector at the time. And I'm going to call a name without no malice. Damian Crawford was somebody that I respected.
Yes.
And stuff. And he was one of the lead person for the PNP at the time, going around doing all these maths and stuff and all of that, and was showing how this is impossible and it cannot work and stuff and all of that and thing. And I almost bought into the belief that it could not work and stuff. So when
voodoo economics, I think somebody had called it.
When the JLP won and I saw it implemented, I benefited from it.
Yes.
I mean, it was one of the best things for me as a public sector worker at the time, because my salary went up. My take home went up.
Yes.
I wasn't earning 1.5 million at the time, so my income tax went to zero.
Right.
And stuff. So I benefited from it. Now, when the question to the best of my memory, Mark Golding was in the PNP administration at the time.
He was a justice minister.
Peter
Yes.
Bunting was in the PNP administration at the time.
National Security Minister.
They classified themselves as bankers, but they were all opposing the idea of 1.5. So, what is the new revelation now? Are we to use the word that Damian used when he was the member of parliament?
Well, I will tell you. I will tell you what I have been able to find in terms of what the PNP says is different now. They say the country is in a much better financial position now. That's what I've been able to find, because I've been trying to research what the justification is, to be fair to Mr. Golding, and that is what he has said, that the country is in a much better position now, and therefore can afford to do this.
Let's take that on the face of it quickly. After 1.5 was implemented, did it put the country in a worse position?
It did not.
Okay, all right. I rest my case there, so my brother. We are not going to fall for tricks anymore. I'll leave that to the people. Have a good morning.
All right, sir. 630-937-124, 618-8255. VIP, good morning.
Hi, morning.
How are you?
I'm great. I heard, I think it was yesterday, the Prime Minister visited Dunkans.
It was on Saturday, Tana? I think it was on Saturday, yes.
You see, these houses are supposed to be down there. Is it really for the resident of Clarkstown?
That's the announcement he made, but I'm not actually sure. But I imagine so, yes, I imagine so.
You know, the house that might be down there and the resident down there is the last person names he announced.
Say
that again?
Yeah, say that again.
The resident in Dunkans. They are the persons who name last year he announced should be benefiting from those houses.
Oh, you're saying in the clip that's what happened?
Yes.
Okay.
He put the resident to the last.
Okay.
And there is their community and they're in need down there of housing. I think there's another thing. They should be upfront. When they go announce they're going to bring in outsiders. And then everybody get up and a clap and say, yeah. That is foolishness. If it's going to be like 100 houses, then he said like 85 is for outsiders. Then like 15 are for the insiders.
Okay, so you'd have wanted him to say that the majority or all of them would be for the residents there.
I wouldn't say all of them, but you're going, you're seeking votes. That's exactly what he's doing. He's seeking votes. So just come up and announce them things, every people jump up and clap and say, yes, something good is coming. And everything that's going to happen now.
Yeah. I have to say, I have to listen back to that particular clip because I don't readily recall what he said exactly about that. I have to be honest. So I want to be slow to comment. But I take your word. Yeah, I know it was played a while ago, but I had actually gone into the newsroom, so I didn't actually hear it. But if that's what you're saying, no, I don't have an objection to that the residents should benefit first.
He's just a mockery of the people of this country.
Okay.
Big mockery. And I realize whenever he come out and say something that don't suit you people, you find a clip from way back when to play to divert the people's mind from what he have said.
How is that a diversion? And I was hoping somebody would call and
from 2016,
which is
a while ago.
Yes, we did.
Why you go back to 2016?
Because there are people who are seeking to suggest that a policy proposal that was implemented by this prime minister was not his idea. That is dishonest and it is wrong.
How much years ago to 2000?
The truth, my brother, is timeless. 100 years from now, it will still be the truth.
We need to stop, go back to these things and talk about the future. We keep on
but the future is important if it is informed by what happened in the past. Because if somebody is now coming to tell you,
Mark Golding was the leader of opposition in 2016.
Oh. So that's the reason we should.
Is a different person is in charge now from Peter Phillips.
Okay.
So you can't go back and say Peter Phillips to blame Mark for what he's doing now.
No, I didn't blame Mark Golding for anything. But let me ask you a question. Does the People's National Party, as a political party, have coherent policies, or do they change according to who is in power at the respective time? Is there any continuity in thinking?
You're going to have continuity and you're going to have changes. Nobody now going to work with the same rules and law other person before them.
And my brother, I said to you,
that they work with and some that need to be changed.
Indeed, and I said to you, Mark Golding may well be right that it should be increased to 3 million, and he may well be able to do it. But it
you are the same person.
But let me finish the point.
He said that the countries are better.
Indeed. So I take no issue because there are people seeking to distort what is the truth. Our job is to report the truth, the facts, what they were then, what they are now. And it is not true to say that this was an idea conceptualized by the People's National Party. Mark Golding proposed it, I think, in 2022 when he was addressing the conference. And there are people now saying that when he proposed it then, that was the first time something like that had been mooted. That is not true. And you shouldn't object to the truth being told.
No, I'm not objecting to no truth being told. I am saying to you now, your people keep on going back. I see the Labour guy pull gun pan a youth the other day. And I heard Cliff talk about if you run a second and he divert.
That is not true.
And then
it was the end. No, that's not true. It occupied an entire segment on our flagship afternoon program. An entire segment.
This is why people blast this station.
No, because you don't like to hear the truth. That's why you blast it, because you don't like to hear the truth. Because you see, I just confronted something you said that was not true, and you've just moved on to something else without acknowledging that what you said was wrong. The truth is important, and it mustn't be sacrificed on the altar of expedience. Which is what? What is the truth? Tell me what the truth is. What's the truth?
I said you're diverting from what is happening in the country now.
What is the diversion?
People keep on doing divert.
Both political parties are arguing about this 1.5 thing. So what?
And I am saying, Mark said that it can happen now.
Yes, and I said that he said that, and I said that he said that.
Yeah, so what a big deal?
Are you called me and I make it a big deal, you know?
Then if 2016 Peter Phillips said it can't happen,
And we are in
and it would mash up the country, and the IMF would stop contributing, and the World Bank would stop contributing, and all hell would break loose. And it is a promise from power-hungry people. And then there are people saying that this was originally a PMP idea. Is that the truth?
Oh.
Is it true?
That's what
No, I'm asking you, is that true?
They came up with the idea then, and they said it couldn't work. It couldn't have worked.
Okay, and do you agree that it did work?
Work for who? Who it work for? You tell me who it work for.
You have a good morning, you hear?
No, but you can't.
Have a good morning. Have a good morning. 630-9371-24 618-8255. Cleveland, good morning.
Tell you why you argue with this political idiot.
No, Cleveland. No, man. No, man. No, we don't have to do that. No.
All right.
Look, you see,
he's going to ask the question who it work for.
Because you would not admit.
It work for a lot of people. A lot of people build house, put on room, buy car. Lot. Even them one PMP people, them too. It benefit. And the good thing is that Mr. Golden says the time is right now for them to put in the 3 million.
3 million.
Yes, the 3 million. But it's because how the government is angling the economy. Why things is better now for that to implement. Huh? Him don't see that. Boy, if you argue with some of them people, sir. That's why them so bad mind and not even want to go to your station and hard. Bad mind people, them. I saw them.
Cleveland, no, man.
That's truth record.
PMP is free to place their political advertising wherever they want.
Anyhow.
Yes.
You see the poll?
Mm-hmm.
This man I realize, the people who they're questioning when they go out there to the polling don't have a clue of what happened in Jamaica. Them not listen news, they not read nothing, they don't know nothing. And I think that is where the poll is going wrong. They're bucking up the wrong people to ask questions. What's happening in their country?
They're not bucking into the wrong people.
Yes, man.
No.
You want them to ask you.
And me.
No, me don't want them ask me. Because them don't know me is already. But the people them don't know, they don't know no mayor, they don't know no councillor.
And that is a problem,
and that is typical of those age group.
And that is a major problem.
Yeah,
because you have young people coming up who don't care
about
the process
at all.
Yeah.
I have a hell to get my boy to sit down sometimes for just listening news. Telling you how important it is that they will learn and understand things. You can't get them, those type of people, not listen up. All them have something in their ears and not listen to full music.
Yeah.
I think that's where the poll needs to look at itself, how they're going about and questioning people.
All right, Cleveland, we have to go.
All right.
Yeah, man, have a good one.
My prescription meds are a part of my routine.
On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. The time brought to you by the National Health Fund is...
It's 10 minutes to 9.
'cause nothing here was wrong. I've wasted all my tears, wasted all those years. Nothing had the chance to
Just before we go to the birthdays and Colonel, we have to continue to elevate the discourse, yeah? Because I see a comment here again saying 1.5 never benefits poor laborites because they're not working, so no stay there. 1.5 benefited Jamaicans. How about that? Wherever your support is, as long as you fit into the category of those who were earning below 1.5 or at 1.5, you benefited. You automatically fell into the category. Yeah? 1.5 was not for labor rights or comrades or some other person. It's for Jamaicans. Anywho, who's celebrating a birthday today or an anniversary?
Nice.
Nobody no born today.
Today 12. Look at that group. Somebody must born, man. Yeah, man. This is my birthday. It's the birthday of Abigail Webb, Shante Blake, Judith Campbell, Nicole James, and it's Salmon Shibadan and Boss Lady Wilkes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody else. On
If
YouTube?
it is that you're celebrating your birthday today or your anniversary, please hop on over to our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Drop it in the chat so that we can wish you a special one.
Mark Greenswood is saying yesterday was his birthday. Happy belated birthday, Mark. Mark is one of our consistent listeners. Hope it was good for you, bro. And you had a good one, and they pampered you. Yeah. I'm not seeing Arlene. No. Okay. No, that's it then. Well, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, and if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you.
Look in your eyes and I can see you've loved so dangerously. You're not trusting your heart to anyone. You tell me you're gonna play it smart. We're through before we start, but I believe that we've only just begun. When it's this good, there's no saying no. I want you so I'm ready to go. Through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all.
Final one. You're seeing Arlene.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She said to me, I sent it in 3 times. Arlene did send birthday greetings to her cousin, Mitchell Cross. Is that the only one? Yeah, Arlene. That's when I see Arlene. So happy birthday to your cousin. Hoping, is that he, right? Yeah, was that he, right? He has a good day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Marva Thomas, you're on YouTube as well, sending happy birthday greetings to her friend Anne-Marie Gordon, who celebrated her birthday or who's celebrating her birthday today. Yeah, she lives in Florida. So all the best to you, Anne-Marie Gordon, coming from your friend Marva Thomas.
Ramon Berry is sending birthday greetings to Ramon in, I think that's what, England, yeah? In England, listens from England every day. So happy birthday, Ramon, from Ramon Berry. Hope it's good. And just before we wrap, we're being asked to give a special good morning to a security guard, Lorna Allen, who's attached to the Marksman Group. She was a tower of support to patients in the outpatient section of UWI Hospital last evening. Very caring, very warm, very efficient. Patients were speaking about her professionalism and the way she treated the patients. A little girl was throwing up and she jumped in to assist the father gave her a dish to throw up in, wiped up the vomit, reassured the father and the child, and that's when the patient started to publicly commend her for her continuous great treatment of all patients. So very good morning to you, Lorna Allen, a security guard at the UWI Hospital attached to Marksman, who showed extreme care and warmth for patients at the hospital yesterday. Good morning to you, Lorna Allen. Hope you have an amazing day. It's Michelle Cross, Arlene says. It's a lady. Good morning to you, Arlene. And good morning to you, Marigold. I like this song as well, Marigold. So yeah, it can be our song. Sidney Wilson says, belated birthday greetings to my son, Odane Morris, who had his birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday to you, Odane. Hope you had a good one yesterday, yeah? So that's all the time we have this morning. You should see the WhatsApp messages that I'm getting. Special thanks to our producer, Cara Powell, no, Cara's not the producer. It's Michelle McRae Smith, who is the producer. Cara is the editor. George Davis, our deputy executive editor. Jermaine King, the musical maestro, all who make this show possible, or sponsors or contributors, and you, or valued listeners, belated 70th birthday greetings to Paulette Anderson. Her birthday was on Saturday last, Veron Jacks Pinnock says. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
I'm Tana Thomas. Good morning.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.